Here's a quick example from 2G, from the work that you've been given to practice today. I know that there was a request for some help on this. It's a little tricky because you have your pronumeral on both sides. So what I would do first is I would start by moving positive 5 over to the other side. Or sorry, negative 5 over to the other side. So I'm going to add 5 to this side, and I'm going to add 5 to this side. That takes care of those two. I'm left with 5x over 6 equals 3x plus 5. My next step is I'm going to now get 6 and move it over to the other side. So I see that my denominator right here is 6. I know that the operation between 5x and 6 is division, so I'm going to do the opposite, which is multiplication. I'm going to multiply by 6. I'm going to multiply this whole side by 6. So everything over there is multiplied by 6. I'm going to rewrite this just so it makes sense. These two cancel out, so that cancels out. And I'm going to rewrite my expression just before I do anything, just so you can see. I get 5x equals 6, 3x plus 5. And this should look familiar to you now, because now you're going to expand 6 into both sides. I now have that 5x equals 18x plus 30, because I've multiplied 6. I multiplied 6 by 3 to get 18x. Sorry, I multiplied 6 by 3x to get 18x, and I multiplied 6 by positive 5 to get positive 30. The next thing I will do is I will take 18x, and I'm going to move it over to with my other pronumeral. So I'll subtract by 18x, and I know that 5x minus 18x gives me 13x, and on my screen I have run out of room, so I'm just going to take 1 second and I'm going to continue on over here. So I know that 5x subtract 18x gives me negative 13x. So I would write negative 13x. Sorry if that's a bit messy. And that equals what's left, because I've now crossed these two out. It equals 30. The next thing I must do is I'm going to take negative 13x, and let me just rewrite that. So that's negative, sorry, it's just hard because I'm over on the edge of my screen here. So it gets a little tricky to write. There we go, much better. Just give me a second, please. So that should be negative 13 right there. So now I'm going to take negative 13 and I'm going to move it to the other side. Do not forget that the operation between 13 and x is multiplication. Sorry, that's just the announcement or the bell coming on. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and divide by negative 13, divide by negative 13, and we have that x equals negative 30 over 13. This whole part is negative. So I know I just took the 13, moved it up, but the whole fraction is negative. You may also rewrite this if you want to as a mixed fraction. It also can be written as x equals negative 2, 4 over 13, and I've run out of room there on the bottom of my screen, so I'm just going to write it over here, sorry. It can also be written as x equals negative 2 and 4 13ths. Sorry, I just had run out of room on the other side of my screen, so I couldn't rewrite that. So I hope that helps out. One answer possibility is this as an improper fraction, and that's fine, or you can have it written as negative 2 and 4 13ths. I hope that helps answer the question, Bryce.